Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live once again here in the great city of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This is the longest running tournament in the United States, the Lewis Drug Pro-Am. For the IRT, I am Fabio Soto along with Matt Miller. Matt, welcome. Thank you for joining us here in the booth. We are about to kick off quarterfinal action between Andre Parrilla and Jake Bredenbeck. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a great match. I expect a lot of fireworks in this one. They just finished up a doubles match a little bit earlier and got towards the end, and the Bredenbeck brothers pulled it out, and I think they both have a little bit of extra incentive in this match.
Oh, definitely. That's for sure. And you know what? I'm very excited to see this. They've played each other several times in the Pro Tour, both here and the WRT. They've known each other, their game styles, and they both have elevated their game since their younger years. Of course, both of them Tier 1 champions, both of them successful racquetball players, both in singles and doubles. You know, of course, Jake Bredenbeck got to the final of the U.S. Open in doubles with his brother Sam.
Yep.
Great stuff. And Andre Parrilla, you know, he's in the number 3 spot here in the Pro Racquetball Tour. So I'm expecting fireworks, as you say, but we got to talk about the differential here, Matt. Control, experience, patience, power.
Yep.
Speed, defensive. What's your outlook on this one?
Well, I mean, exactly what you said. It's going to be very interesting to see. And, I mean, I think what is going to be the real telltale during this one is the gettability of Andre Parrilla. Jake, he's obviously improved his physical fitness tremendously, and I think we saw that in Portland. He may have kind of surprised Lalo during that one. There's a quick side out for him. But the gettability, I think, is going to be the X factor in this one. If Jake's shooting good, and I mean, you got to be perfect because Andre is so good at getting the ball.
So you know what? Both of them leave very little margin for error to each other.
Yep.
You know, I think one of the key factors here is going to be also unforced errors. So that's going to be very, very interesting. So,
and a big key for Jake always is when he plays is to keep that ball off the back wall.
Oh, that's true.
If he can keep it from coming off the back wall, you know, then Andre or whomever he's playing, they tend to realize, okay, I got to get it before it gets to that back wall versus where they could wait for it to come off in years past. So that's probably the biggest improvement I've seen in his game. We're still at 0-0.
So Andre Parrilla, not one to be drive serving all game. Great shot down the line. Parrilla winner. He's the first one to get on the board here.
And it looks like Mr. Bredenbeck showed up with his businessman shirt. He's got the collared shirt all buttoned up tight, high and tight, looking good.
Oh, the Minnesota Viking is no stranger to this weather.
No, he is not.
There you go.
I've been fortunate to see him play for quite a few years. I'm also a Minnesotan, so it's fun to watch, and this should be a really good match.
So the Minnesota Viking right now trailing by 2. Oh, Parrilla. You know, I got to tell you, if there's someone who has the ability to select a good shot, it's Andre Parrilla. I think he's just he calculates his shots very well.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, one of the things I always kind of say about him is it's almost chameleon-like, right? He's one of those players that is very good at adjusting his style of game versus the player that he's playing, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, his adaptation to, you know, unforeseen circumstances, if you will, is, you know, second to none. Parrilla against the serve.
There's that gettability.
Jake Bredenbeck. Skip that shot.
It's a quick, big lead, 5-0 for Mr. Parrilla, which you're way better at saying that name than me, so I'm just going to say Andre.
We got to roll the R's.
Yeah,
here.
I know. There you go. Simple racquetball.
That's just what it comes down to. As Jake Bredenbeck executes perfectly that shot to the backhand of Parrilla.
Straight in, straight out, keep it low.
Oh, that's a skip. First mistake. Unforced error, but Parrilla. And I got to say, like I said at the beginning, it's going to be an X factor. You know, I can't say enough how important it is for us when we're in the game, you know, not make any unforced errors.
Yeah, sometimes keeping the ball alive. This is a good rally here.
There you go. That was the right shot for Jake Bredenbeck.
Yep.
You know, Andre, he was too far back. I would have done a ceiling shot right there. It was just Jake Bredenbeck was right in the right place.
Yep. And he comes back. Same guy.
Return of serve. I gotta ask you, Matt, when it comes to return of serve, who do you think are your favorite players for that?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question.
Tell us in the chat box, everybody. What do you think? Who are the best serve returners in the game? I got to tell you, in my top three, Parrilla is going to be one of them.
Yeah, he's right up there, obviously. A guy who's not currently playing, recovering from injury. It's hard to bet against Mr. Waselanchuk.
Oh, of course.
I mean, he was
great return of server.
Yep, absolutely. And I don't know. That's a really good question. Let's see what the chat box has to say about that.
Tell us in the chat box. What do you think is one of Racquetball's best serve returners? Oh, Parrilla with that mistake again. Another unforced error.
I mean, yeah, I think you also have to throw up there Mr. Pro Kennex, Daniel De La Rosa.
Daniel De La Rosa.
He's right up there, too. That's a good serve right there. Wrap around.
That's what it comes down to right there. Jake saw, he kind of had Andre pinned to the wall.
He might have used that Viking frame to give him a little extra space there.
Exactly. So
he's clawing back into it, 3 versus 6.
Wow, wallpaper return right there. Ooh, that was close.
Jake thinks it's good. Andre.
What does ref say? No appeal. Okay, call stands. 4, serving 6 now.
Who do we have reffing this one today in line judging?
Mr. Matt Maxner. The Montana kid.
The Montana Maxner?
Yeah, exactly. Very experienced referee.
He is.
Just remember, starting the quarterfinals, we have line judges. So players have 2 appeals per game. If they keep winning the appeals, there's 2 appeals. If they lose, they only have 2.
But do they get on match point? Is there the appeal if they're out of appeals?
On USA Racquetball rules,
But
yes,
not IRT.
you can appeal match point, not in the IRT.
Gotcha. I know, obviously, first of all, thank you for allowing me to join this, but I'm one of those guys in the chat box that always asks who the line judges are, because at home it's nice to know those things.
Exactly.
You know? Looks like we got Alan Natera on this side, and Mr. Cullen, I believe is his name, from Canada.
Exactly. Mr. Cullen is on the left side. Parrilla. Those are the resets, and those are the setups from the back that you were talking about earlier for Jake Bredenbeck. As long as Andre Parrilla keeps that ball off the back wall for a setup for Jake, he'll have a better time. But if he gives Jake a setup,
it's tough.
It's over.
He unleashes the beast, so to speak. I've often wondered, and maybe you can answer this question, these guys that have played each other a number of times, I've always wanted to ask one of these guys, how do you go into a match playing someone that you've played so many times? Is it a matter of just trying to execute what you do good, better than the person to get it, or do you try to change things up?
I know firsthand from some of these pro players that some of them actually take the time to study game film. They watch their opponent. If they know they're facing that opponent, they watch their games online. IRT has an extensive library on matches. So they go in and they watch their opponents play, try to figure out some sort of a strategy.
We're at 9-4, I believe you said.
9-4 on the scoreboard right now, with Parrilla still leading by 5. He was up 5-0, now 9-4. 5-0 in the 9-4. Parrilla. It's a good reset. Tries to cut it off unsuccessfully.
Tried to get cute. Sometimes, as I was saying earlier, it's more about not losing the rally versus winning the rally.
And you know what? Andre Parrilla is just a patient player altogether. Right there, he tried to anticipate a shot. Down the line winner, Parrilla. Can't get that one. Bredenbeck still in the box. Wow, speaking of return of serves, how about that one?
I mean, right to your point. I mean, that wasn't a bad serve either.
It was not.
A good serve, and he hit a better return.
Parrilla, skip by Parrilla.
It's interesting to see the different styles of serving. Parrilla, is primarily going with kind of that half junk glob backhand with no pace on it. And, of course, Jake, he's going to swing away when he can, 9-5 still. They like to keep playing. I like to see that too. I mean, so many times you see the guys raising their hand on every single rally, and I know as a fan at home, obviously, number one, we don't want anyone to get hurt, but we also want to see them play.
We also want to see him play through. There's an appeal right there.
So they overturned the referee's call. Both went thumbs down.
Both went thumbs down.
So the ball skipped in.
And Jake keeps his appeal.
So he still has two.
Still has two. That's a good thing about Jake Bredenbeck. He has on his corner his brother Sam Bredenbeck, Team Beast made. So it's good to have someone in your corner to advise you, hey, appeal. Don't appeal.
Yep.
Don't appeal that. That helps a lot.
Yeah, that's another thing, the Odyssey brothers now as I thought that knee kind of did something weird, but the Odyssey brothers, as they're called now, it's always interesting when we're sitting at home because I don't get to come to as many tournaments as we'd like to. So those of us sitting at home, you'll watch the players on the live stream, and you'll see them sometimes looking obviously off court to whoever's in their camp, so to speak, and it's always kind of nice to know who they got. If it's that's a great shot right there.
It's a great shot.
Oops. It's always kind of nice to know if they have a coach here, if they got family, if they got other tour. I know typically a lot of times if he's here, which he's not this weekend, Sam Murray's usually in the corner of the Bredenbecks and vice versa.
Wow, great reaction by Parrilla.
Wow.
Not enough there. That's what we're talking
shot.
about. He's giving opportunities to Jake.
Yep.
And that 5-point deficit just disappeared, and Jake is only trailing by 1 now, 8 serving 9.
Boy, these guys are insane athletes.
That's the setup.
That's just a beautiful wide-angle pass, and I think, one of the people that I see really benefiting from the ball change, I would have to say Jake Bredenbeck's one of those guys.
Okay.
For a lot of times, that ball would, for whatever reason, he seemed to, plus I think he's got some new coaching stuff, that ball would come off the back wall.
And you know what? I agree, but time will really tell us.
Yes.
Who it benefits or not. Jake, remember, he won his first IRT Pro Stop in Portland back in December.
Yep.
Before the Christmas break. He won that event, and that was with the previous ball that we were using. But Jake's game has just improved so much, and I tell you exactly the point when I think it improved. I can tell you the exact tournament. Chicago, September 2021.
Yep.
Jake got to the final versus Daniel de la Rosa. And ever since that tournament, I have seen him play so well, improve so much.
So what are you seeing him do different?
Right now, really nothing. He's just playing really at his best.
Yep.
So timeout taken by the players. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back on IRT Live.
I played a lot of matches when I was playing the WRT with the gearbox ball. It's a different ball than the other ones. I think it's better for the game. It's durable. I think for fans it's going to be more enjoyable. The rallies are going to be a little longer, so it's going to be fun.
John Story joined the U.S. military, was killed in an inside attack on the 12th of February 2014. The biggest thing we want to do to help our local Gold Star families and our veterans, that we bring awareness to their opportunities to be served, to be taken care of, to bring to light ever-increasing need for our veterans specifically to have housing, to have good benefits, to be taken care of. Go to livelikejohn.us. Go to the Donate Now button and help us fulfill our mission.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're live once again here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, as a timeout was taken by Andre Parrilla. I got to tell you, Matt, I'm really surprised here. Just Jake, how he just flipped the game.
Yep.
Completely flipped it.
Yeah, the biggest thing I've kind of noticed with him serving, and obviously, full disclosure here, I'm a fellow Minnesotan and have a little soft spot in my heart for him, I'm not going to lie. But I've noticed his serves. He's got such a wide variety of serves lately.
Yeah, I got to hand it to you because it's the array of weapons that he's displayed these last few months have been staggering. And I like the fact that he's, up to speed with the change of the game. Mm-hmm. He's using a different racket now than he was a couple years back, playing with a different ball. And his training regimen, I can't really affirm if he's the hardest worker in the game, but he is definitely one of the hardest workers.
Yeah, if he's not the hardest worker, he can see him from where he's standing. His physical fitness is incredible, but obviously you still got to execute on the court. He's not happy with that serve. That came out way too far in the middle.
9 serving 13.
So how many times have you been here to the Lewis in Sioux Falls?
This would be the second time.
Second time. It is, for those of you who are at home listening, this is one of those tournaments. It's, in my opinion, it's one of them bucket list tournaments, much like the outdoor tournament in Las Vegas. I was fortunate enough to go to that one this year. This is one of those tournaments you got to come experience. The Lewis drug stores, they do a phenomenal job setting us up.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. If you have to choose between a few tournaments a year, this is definitely have to be in your top 3.
I would agree wholeheartedly with that. Ooh.
Paul made it. Defense. Oh, that didn't make it from the back wall to the front court. Got to tell you that's a good rally.
Yes.
And that's what we've been displaying from these two gentlemen. Their defensive capability in racquetball is just really, really uncanny. Right now, Parrilla is trailing by 2. Doesn't want to let Jake get that 14th point.
He's changed up his serve a little bit here, going with that drive Z.
Oh, Parrilla, disappointed in that shot. That's another unforced error on his hands.
At our home games, when you do something like that, we always tell you to replace your divot, just like on the golf course. I tell you what, though, we've been talking a lot about Jake's power and physical fitness. Andre, for pound, he's a $105 soaking wet. That guy can pound the ball, too.
Yeah, I kind of see him as, I don't know if you will, but kind of see him like as a Floyd Mayweather shape.
Yep.
Quick, agile,
Yep.
intelligent, very smart player.
But if he needs to and wants to, he can crank it up with the best of them, too.
Kept alive. Kept alive again.
Oh, that was a really smart shot there.
Great shot. Great play. Let's see that replay again, Matt. Look at this.
Yeah, there's Jake off the back there. Andre with a great get. And Jake come up and cut that off before he can get himself set up and just goes past where he's not.
There we go. Take a 2-minute break, and we will too. We'll be back on IRT Live.
I played a lot of matches when I was playing the WRT with the gearbox ball. It's a different ball than the other ones. I think it's better for the game. It's durable. I think for fans it's going to be more enjoyable. The rallies are going to be a little longer, so it's going to be fun.
John Story joined the U.S. military, was killed in an inside attack on the 12th of February 2014. The biggest thing we want to do to help our local Gold Star families and our veterans, that we bring awareness to their opportunities to be served, to be taken care of, to bring to light ever-increasing need for our veterans specifically, to have housing, to have good benefits, to be taken care of. Go to livelikejohn.us. Go to the Donate Now button and help us fulfill our mission.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're live once again. So, Matt, I got to tell you, it's I'm a little stunned here. I expected a different outcome in game number one, and I got to tell you, I wouldn't say the athletic, I say the warrior inside Jake Bredenbeck pulled that off. He was trailing by 5 points during most of that first game. Then he just flipped the switch, and he just automatically went on full beast mode and just came at it, Parrilla, and he won 15-11, so a 4-point differential. And I got to tell you, I'm surprised.
I am too. It's interesting to see any athlete, but in this case, obviously, Mr. Bredenbeck, to see that switch, flipping that switch, like you said. And he was helped out a little bit. I think there was some frustration by his opponent, and that's the thing I think is one of the most underrated things. People always talk about, they get beat by somebody and they're like, oh, I played so bad. But you also got to remember the person you're playing is keeping you off balance and doing that, so they deserve a lot of the credit too.
It's one of those opponents that just gives you a lot of trouble. That's for sure.
Looks like they're looking for the referee to get started here.
Referee's coming back. Got to tell you, Matt, we're going to remind everybody this is the first of our quarterfinal matches today. Coming up next after this one, ladies and gentlemen, you won't miss this one. It's going to be between Daniel de la Rosa and Andres Acuña.
That should be another great match.
Oh, yeah. Parrilla.
I think the beginning of this game is going to be the telltale. If Mr. Parrilla, if he is a little bit on tilt right now, I would say, and if he can gather himself back up, and that's a great way to start it.
Yeah, his mental game is definitely not in question. I've seen Andre come back from some tremendous deficits to take matches. But, this is a different ballgame. We haven't been to Sioux Falls, the IRT, in 3 years.
Yep.
And the scenarios, one way or another, they play a huge role.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? For somebody who's from a southern climate, you come up here to the great Midwest, and it's a little colder. It's a little, it's a little harder on the body. You're walking outside.
Just a little colder.
Just a little bit.
Just a little colder. Don't exaggerate.
Yeah. Well, I'm even farther north. I'm right up on the Canadian border, so
there you go.
20 below zero is not a big deal to us. That's such a lie. I just said 20 below zero stinks for anybody.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that you got to keep in mind. Even though we play an indoor sport, the preparation, the altitude, it all plays a role in your outcome of a match. Because Andre Parrilla, he comes from central Mexico, where the weather is completely opposite of this one. The humidity, the altitude, it all plays a huge role.
So the look on Andre's face right now is very calm. I noticed that. He got it on a 2-point run there. He changed up the serve a little bit. He's going with that kind of that half junk reverse lob Z that making Jake swing from above his waist.
Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
What a great splat. Almost rolled out of the front wall.
That's a beautiful shot. They're both all business in there right now. You can see they both have that determined look on their face. There's that gettability.
Wow, there you go. And you know what? Gettability, and he's being very resilient. He's not giving up. You know, sometimes that attitude change. You just not giving up. That warrior attitude is what gets you ahead of time.
Yeah, he ran that ball down again. That ball doesn't. This ball is a little bit different characteristics coming off the back wall and whatnot. And I think all these players are obviously the more they play with it, the adjustments they'll make to that. And Andre knew he had to get on his horse and get in that back corner to pick that ball up.
He's leading by 1, 3-2. Wow, great reach by Jake. But again, cross-court kill shot.
Yep.
Parrilla, very little Jake could do right there.
Yep, absolutely not. Got a 2-point lead for Andre. Let's see if he can't. He just gave a nod to the official to. Wow.
It's a mistake right there by Andre Parrilla. You can't not only be too careful, you don't want to be overconfident against your opponent.
Correct. And, I mean, especially someone with the athleticism, that was easy for me to say.
Wow, what great adaptation from Jake to see that ball. You know, we don't talk about it a lot, Matt. Ball tracking, so important for the racquetball game.
Absolutely. And in that one, he knew Andre was behind him, and if he was not going to cut it off and take it out of the air, Andre was going to have an opportunity to reset. And so he took it and got the winner out of it.
We're tied once more, 4-4, game number 2.
This is another one of those, when we talked about this tournament, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, and to your point of the adaptation of the ball, one of the beauties of being at this particular tournament is us amateurs are right here on the glass, and we can see if you're watching them on TV or watching from afar, if you think they're phenomenal athletes and so forth, wait till you're sitting right next to them. It's insane how quick and athletic they are. Resets it back to the ceiling. Let's see who runs out of patience first or hits a bad ceiling. This is a setup.
There you have it. Talk about patience, talk about power, talk about shot selection, talking about experience.
Yep, and as soon as Andre hit that, he knew he was in trouble if Jake was going to shoot that one, and worked out well for the Viking. Wow.
Jake seems to have right now Parrilla's number. Let's see that replay again, Matt. Look at this. Jake's serve.
Starts off with a good serve. Wow, he looked like he slipped a little bit, which is why they're.
Oh yeah, they just had to clean the floor really quickly. But you know, it's you know how fast he got up, how fast he moved.
Yep. All starts with a good serve and keep your opponent a little bit off balance.
Wow, Jake couldn't reach that one. And Parrilla, of course, giving himself some motivation. That's very characteristic of the Parrillas. His sister, you know, Jessica, does it at a pro tour when she gets in a bind, if you will. Just starts talking to herself, cheering herself on.
Yeah, and he's usually pretty
calm.
Sorry, I was watching a good rally there.
Kill shot, Parrilla.
You see him also get demonstrative with his hand gestures and stuff, trying to pump himself up. And, I obviously can't understand everything he says, but, asking, and you hear him asking himself a lot, to think and play smart and all the things.
Oh, great shot.
Just hit it low and hard to an area of the court that he's got to go as far as possible to try and get.
5 serving 6 now.
Really nice shot there. Cut it off again quick before Andre could get himself back up in the front court. Short hopped it and finished the rally. Tied up at 6-6.
7-6.
It's a crucial point in this game right now, in my opinion, for Mr. Parrilla, to make sure this doesn't start to get away from him, and then those thoughts of self-doubt and whatnot, that it's just human nature.
Skip by Bredenbeck. Parrilla's not far off. He's only trailing by 1, but we're kind of at the midpoint of game number 2. Like you said, Matt, I don't want to see that loss of grip from Parrilla. Wow.
That's a beautiful shot.
And I love how he does those shots regularly, jumping, like in the air. He just knows, and he's just jumping with one leg and then the other in the air and just boom, kills it.
And still has a lot of velocity behind it, too. Again, getting back to that, he's obviously not a giant person, but he can crank it up.
But that whiplash on his arm right there, you just saw it kill the ball cross court.
Yep, he's got that buggy whipping right now.
And he regains the lead, 8 serving 7.
But we know Mr. Bredenbeck is not going to roll over for him by any means. Just a really smart shot right there.
Textbook.
7 serving 8.
Straight in, straight out, and keep it low.
There we go. And again, he just gave him a taste of his own medicine.
Exactly.
Immediately after.
Anything you can do, I can do. Of course, this game is so much easier when we're sitting out here.
It is. Wow, Parrilla.
It's a beautiful shot right there.
I just love the way how he just leans his whole body into the shot. You see how he inclinates his body right into the front of the ball and just boom, adds more power. That's using your whole body.
Yes, sir.
Parrilla.
He was waiting on that one. He saw Jake setting up for that, and he knew where the ball was coming and got in the right position to finish it.
And he's regaining his confidence right now. I got to tell you, though, if it comes down to point number 11 for Parrilla, Jake might want to consider a timeout.
That's a beautiful shot right there.
Great stuff from Bredenbeck.
Yep, looking at his brother Sam in his corner watching with a giant smile on his face after that shot. Uh-oh, it's setting up off the back wall. Wow, what a get.
Got to tell you, Andre had the possibility to perform a better shot. I thought he was going to go down the line, probably a pass. That's what happens. 8 serving 10 now.
Yep, they're both, you got Jake doing his primal scream to get himself up and going. Looks like Andre's taking just a second to get his heart to slow down from 350 beats per minute. Wow, that's a tough thing to do. Cut the ball, short hop it like that.
Yeah, it's tough.
Hit it with power and accuracy, and Jake's one of the best at that.
9 serving 10. Both players have a timeout.
Kind of surprised that I think, as from a casual viewer perspective, I think that's probably the one thing that is underutilized by most of these pro guys. And the crowd's cheering in the corner over there for Mr. Bredenbeck.
10 serving 10 now.
Wow.
Now Jake retakes the lead as Andre Parrilla takes the timeout. We will too. We'll be back after a minute here on IRT Live.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and due to your incredible support, the original My Slippers are almost completely sold out. As a special thank you, I am launching my brand new all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98. This is a limited time offer, so go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get all my new footwear for as low as $29.98. My all-season slippers are made with my exclusive 4-layer design that you won't find in any other slipper. They're finished with a breathable fabric so you can wear them all year round. And my new slides and sandals are made with patented impact gel, making them ultra comfortable and extremely durable. I guarantee they'll be the most comfortable footwear you'll ever own. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen now to get your very own all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98 with your promo code. This is an introductory offer and it won't last long, so order now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're live once again here after timeout from Andre Parrilla. Matt, I got to ask you, is it a wise timeout, 11-10?
I think so. He knows himself more than anyone, and Jake's got a little bit of, as it turns out, that first serve was short. Jake's got a little bit of momentum. Andre, I think he is wise enough. He knows that he doesn't want to let this get away from him. Get a chance to slow down, catch your breath.
Jake.
I was just about to say time will tell if it helps if he wins the rally, and Jake goes and takes it. 12-10. He's teetering on. He needs to get a side out here for his own confidence, but I think Mr. Bredenbeck is not going to make that easy on him. Oh, here's a setup. That's a beautiful shot right there. We had the great angle too.
I think was there incidental contact?
Yeah.
It's a good shot called.
Andre thought it skipped in. Quick appeal, that was an easy decision for those line judges.
Call stands right there. Jake Bredenbeck, 13 serving 10, 2 points away from taking this match.
That's a big time return at a very crucial point for him to step up and get a side out like that. I mean, you got to give a lot of credit.
Oh, Parrilla. Try to do the off speed.
Keep it simple, silly. KISS. Straight in, straight out, nice and low. First match point.
Parrilla just found a way to get that side out, a much needed one. He's pinned against the wall right now.
Absolutely.
Trailing by 4.
The mental fortitude to stay in it and not give up like that and go for that shot at that crucial point. Got to give him some credit. Set up off the back wall, another setup off the back wall. Ooh. What's the line we used earlier? Replace your divots.
Exactly. Great adaptation there by Parrilla. Smart shot. I got to tell you, that level of adaptability from Parrilla. Let's see if we can get a replay on that one. Tremendous how he adapted that shot. Let's take a look. Right there. Boom. It looked like he slipped, but he was going low to pick up that. It bounced off that crack very, very
correct.
Very
and he picked it up, which is not an easy thing to do, as we all know.
Jake Bredenbeck takes the match. 15-11. 15-11. Congratulations to Jake Bredenbeck. I got to tell you, Matt, great stuff.
Absolutely. It had everything we kind of thought going into it.
And more.
Well, neither one of those players wanted to lose that one, and Jake obviously came out on top, and I'm happy for him. And the athleticism of those two players, it's incredible to watch.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after a short break with player winner interviews with Jake Bredenbeck here on IRT Live.
I played a lot of matches when I was playing the WRT with the gearbox ball. It's a different ball than the other ones. I think it's better for the game. It's durable. I think for fans it's going to be more enjoyable. The rallies are going to be a little longer, so it's going to be fun.
John Story joined the U.S. military, was killed in an inside attack on the 12th of February 2014. The biggest thing we want to do to help our local Gold Star families and our veterans, that we bring awareness to their opportunities to be served, to be taken care of, to bring to light ever-increasing need for our veterans specifically, to have housing, to have good benefits, to be taken care of. Go to livelikejohn.us. Go to the Donate Now button and help us fulfill our mission.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and due to your incredible support, the original My Slippers are almost completely sold out. As a special thank you, I am launching my brand new all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98. This is a limited time offer, so go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get all my new footwear for as low as $29.98. My all-season slippers are made with my exclusive 4-layer design that you won't find in any other slipper. They're finished with a breathable fabric so you can wear them all year round. And my new slides and sandals are made with patented impact gel, making them ultra comfortable and extremely durable. I guarantee they'll be the most comfortable footwear you'll ever own. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen now to get your very own all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98 with your promo code. This is an introductory offer and it won't last long, so order now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're live here with the winner of the first quarterfinal, Jake Bredenbeck. Jake, first off, congratulations. Stellar performance. I got to tell you, you shocked us right there in the first game. You were trailing by 5 for most of the game. Then you kind of flipped a switch. What happened? What was in your mind?
I just, told myself you can't quit. I mean, Andre's obviously a hell of a player. He doesn't quit. He always works his ass off and plays hard. And I just told myself the same thing. Like I gotta keep working, keep hitting the shots I know I can, and keep sticking with the game plan I had going into the match.
So it seems that you just step your foot on the gas at that point, and you never let go. It was a very interesting, second game, but, you seem quick on your feet right now. Are you doing something different?
No, not really. Not physically anyway, just kind of doing the same stuff, trying to stay healthy right now, a little banged up, but it's a long season, and we're starting it off. This is the second one, so, just doing everything I can to kind of find that equilibrium of staying healthy and working hard.
And, speaking of long seasons, 2 weeks from now you got U.S. Nationals coming up. I'm sure you're going to participate, and you're, like you say, you're a little stressed up at all these tournaments put together. Any mindset that you're going through to represent your country and fight for your place?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, there's no better feeling than representing USA, having USA on my back. I'll be playing with my brother in the doubles, and that's, special in and of itself to be able to step on the court with him, but to do it and try and represent your country, I mean, there's nothing better to me.
Well, Jake, finally, congratulations again. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, definitely. I got to thank my parents. They always support me, my family, my brother's here helping me out. Cliff Swain, my coach. Keith Miner, who is somewhere here. He's a good friend, supports me, supports, hell, he's carrying Racquetball right now. Gearbox, Odyssey Apparel, Forza Performance. I always reference Adam because he says it best. It takes a village to be out here. So, thanks to everyone who makes this happen. Thanks to you guys, and rest up and get ready for the semis.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This is Bredenbeck, the winner of the quarterfinals. We will see him tomorrow in the semifinals. He's still waiting for an opponent. For the IRT, I'm Fabio Soto signing off, and we'll be back for the next match between Daniel De La Rosa and Andres Acuña. Good night.